this is too far, welcome back. This is Third Butterfly Skin Company, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all how I formulate and create our vegan whipped body butter, our newest one, and it's called Oats Rosemary. The keynotes for this vegan whipped body butter, of course, are the oats and rosemary, but for the actual body butter base, I am starting with organic cocoa butter, organic shea butter, and organic coconut oil. All of our ingredients are 100% organic, of course, anyhow, but these are just the three that I'm starting with right now, as you can see on the table. I started off with semi-melted butters. I previously mentioned in our other body butter video that you don't want to start off with completely melted butters because, of course, you're just going to have nothing but liquid. How are you going to formulate something with no solid? So do not melt them all the way down. If you end up melting them down too quickly, because that can happen, where they melt very quickly depending on the temperature that you melt them at. If you do happen to melt them down too quickly or too fast and it becomes completely liquid, just go ahead and let it cool down so it can solidify a little bit. You kind of want them to be at semi-solid form and at room temperature, as you've seen at the beginning of this video here. I do want to note also, it's okay to have a little bit of clumps or lumps, as you can see here, but you just want to make sure that they are a little bit soft. Like, you don't want them to be super duper hard, because if it's super hard, it's not going to melt, it's not going to blend easily, and it's going to make a mess. Trust me, I've done that before, and I completely wasted product. So to avoid that, I recommend starting with semi-solid at room temperature. You can use whatever solid butters you prefer. Just keep in mind that the melting temperatures may be a little bit different depending on the chemical makeup of what butter you're using. But if you do decide to use the same formula and the same butters that I'm using, you should come out exactly as I am. I did already go ahead and pre-measure out the butters that I wanted to create for today. All of my ingredients were pre-measured out prior to starting the video recording, just because I did want to make a precise and accurate batch, and I wanted to have enough for this event that this butter was for, and also to make sure that I don't waste product. But based on the ratio is about 60% organic cocoa butter, 20% organic shea butter, 10% organic coconut oil, about 7% liquid, which comes a little bit later, and about 3% of the dried herbal ingredients. The dried herbal ingredient is, of course, optional, so if you didn't want to use any dried ingredients or powder or anything of that form, you can eliminate that and just increase your liquid. As you're blending your butter, also make sure to go in pretty often with like maybe a spatula or something flat so you could get the surfaces and the edges of the bowls. That can be very easy to miss, but there is a lot of splatter and sometimes ingredients that can splatter on the edge of the bowl, so you just want to make sure that you fold them in, nothing is left unturned. Now on to the liquid portion that I was telling you about. This is organic essential oil of rosemary, and this is going to act as our fragrance for our vegan body butter. Of course, this is also optional. You don't have to add any essential oil for fragrance if you prefer. This is, of course, just what we're doing for today. And as I did mention, since this is an essential oil, it is considered a liquid, so you do want to calculate that in your 7% liquid, as I mentioned earlier. In addition to our organic essential oil for liquid, we are also using organic carrot seed oil for our liquid base for our vegan whipped body butter. And carrot seed oil, of course, has so many benefits. Not only is it super duper rich in vitamin E, it's also omega and antioxidant rich, so that's going to help you with tight skin, supple skin, keeping your skin looking youthful and glowing. As you can see here, I'm toggling between adding in my already measured out organic essential oil of rosemary and the organic carrot seed oil. The carrot seed oil, I'm actually only adding like a tiny bit, so the majority of our liquid is actually going to be coming from the essential oil, which you did see me measure out on our scale just a few moments ago. Remembering again to go in every so often to fold in the edges, yes, and also this is a good way to check for the consistency to make sure that it is coming out to your liking, to see if you need to add anything, if you need to change anything. This is a good time to do that. I would like to also mention that if any of you are unfamiliar with coconut oil in general, coconut oil actually can come in liquid form already, or it can come in its organic form, which is the form that I prefer. Naturally, coconut oil actually solidifies anything below around 70 degrees, and then it also begins to melt at about 76 degrees Fahrenheit. So you do want to keep that in mind. If you are going to use coconut oils in your body butter, my preference is to use them in the natural state of the semi-solidified state. I find that in the liquid form or the liquid state that the texture is a little bit different, and I kind of like the fluffiness that the solidified form brings, as well as coconut oil, organic coconut oil in its solidified form is very easy to blend. It mixes in very well with most solid butters, most liquids, and it has a very easy melting point. In addition to great health benefits for internal as well as external for the skin. Also, when adding the liquids ratio, you want to make sure to add them in kind of slowly. You don't want to add them in too quickly and too fast at the same time, because based on the chemistry makeup of certain ingredients, certain oils or liquids that you're using, it could either build or break down your body butter. So unless you're familiar with the chemistry and the bonds of what you're making, if you're experimenting with something new, I wouldn't recommend adding them completely fast unless you are 100% sure of the chemical compounds and you know that it won't build or break your butter. For the final blend, I'd recommend doing about maybe 5 to 7 minutes more. You kind of don't want to do anything over that. You don't want to over churn or overheat your butters, because then you risk the chance of them breaking. But anyway, this is the finished product. I really love how it came out. It's nice and fluffy, nice and light, and the smell of the rosemary, oh my gosh, chef's kiss, you guys. So if you are interested in purchasing your own vegan wood body butter of this specific formula, you can shop ours that is available now. It is on our website and it's called Oats and Rosemary Vegan Wood Body Butter. If you do go ahead and give this formula, this actual recipe a try, please feel free to ask any questions that you may have, and I definitely love to know how it turned out. I'd also like to mention that this step for packaging your butters is totally optional. To use a spatula or any type of spatula. You can totally use a piper or a pipette if that makes things easier for you. If it's more convenient, you're more than welcome to do that. This is just, again, my personal preferred method of using it because I don't like microplastic. I don't want to risk any chance of that getting released into our vegan special butters, and it's also for minimal waste. I feel like this formula is such an easier cleanup, makes less mess, and of course it creates less waste. Made it all the way till this point. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, as well as share if you did enjoy this video. And also much again for watching. Okay, love you, bye.